The open road stretched out in front of Jack like a black ribbon of infinite possibilities, snaking its way through the heart of the country. The night was his companion, the stars and moon guiding him as he navigated his big rig along the deserted highway. It was just another routine night for him, a veteran trucker with a decade's worth of late-night drives under his belt. But this time, something felt different, as though the darkness was pressing in more than usual. Jack glanced at the clock on his dashboard. It was nearing midnight, and he still had a long way to go before reaching his destination. He shrugged off the eerie feeling creeping up his spine, attributing it to nothing more than exhaustion from the long hours on the road. He turned on the radio to drown out the silence, but all he found was static, which only deepened his sense of unease. He decided to push on, hoping the feeling would dissipate. As he drove on, the road took him through a dense forest that seemed to swallow up his headlights. The trees loomed overhead, their branches creaking and whispering as if they were alive. Jack couldn't shake the sensation that he was being watched, but he saw nothing out of the ordinary, just the empty road and the dense forest on either side. Then, without warning, a thick fog rolled in, blanketing the road and reducing visibility to mere feet ahead. Jack slowed down, gripping the steering wheel tightly as he tried to navigate through the mist. His breath caught in his throat as he noticed something up ahead, an old dilapidated truck parked haphazardly on the side of the road. Its paint was chipped and rusty, and its tires were flat as though it had been abandoned for years. Jack's curiosity got the better of him, and he decided to pull over to investigate. He parked his rig a few feet away from the mysterious truck and grabbed his flashlight. As he approached the abandoned vehicle, he noticed something strange about it. It had no license plate, and its windows were covered in a thick layer of dust. It was as if the truck had been frozen in time, untouched for ages. He cautiously peered inside the cab, shining his flashlight through the grimy windows. What he saw made his blood run cold. The driver's seat was empty, but the passenger seat was occupied by a decaying corpse, its skin a sickly greenish hue, and its eyes hollow sockets staring blankly into the darkness. Jack stumbled back, heart racing, and rushed back to his rig, desperate to put as much distance between himself and the abandoned truck as possible. As he drove away, he couldn't shake the image of the dead passenger from his mind. He needed to report this to the authorities, but the fog had grown so thick that he couldn't see the road signs. His GPS was useless too, showing him nothing but a blank screen. Panic set in as he realized he was lost in this foggy, haunted stretch of road with no way out. Jack's nerves were frayed as he continued driving, his eyes darting between the road ahead and the rearview mirrors, half expecting to see something, anything, following him through the fog. His hands trembled as he tried to adjust the heater, but it seemed the temperature inside the cab had dropped drastically. He could see his breath misting in front of him, and he cursed under his breath, not sure what was happening to his once reliable rig. The fog outside thickened further, and Jack could barely see the road ahead. He tried to concentrate on the faint outlines of the asphalt, but his mind kept circling back to the abandoned truck and the gruesome sight he'd witnessed. He found himself glancing back at the mirrors, imagining the corpse's empty eyes watching him drive away. As he pressed on, the fog suddenly seemed to part, and the road opened up before him. Jack felt a moment of relief wash over him as he drove out of the dense cloud. But his relief was short-lived, as he noticed something up ahead. There on the side of the road was the same abandoned truck he had just seen. His heart raced, and he slammed on the brakes, his rig skidding to a stop. Jack's mind raced as he tried to understand what was happening. Had he somehow gone in a circle without realizing it? He knew the answer had to be more sinister. He watched in horror as the fog closed in behind him, trapping him in the same eerie stretch of road once more. This time, he noticed something different. The corpse in the truck had moved. It was now sitting upright, its hollow eyes fixed directly on him. A cold sweat broke out on Jack's brow as he tried to will himself to move, to drive away as fast as he could, but he found himself frozen in fear. He could hear a low, chilling hum fill the air, a sound that seemed to emanate from the fog itself. The hum grew louder, a dissonant, haunting melody that echoed in Jack's ears. Just as suddenly as it had begun, the hum ceased, and the fog dissipated, revealing the open road once more. Jack blinked, trying to regain his bearings. The abandoned truck and the corpse were gone as though they had never been there. He started the engine and drove on, his mind in a whirlwind of disbelief and fear. Jack never spoke of that night to anyone. He finished his run and tried to forget the chilling experience, but the memory haunted him. He took different routes whenever he could, avoiding that stretch of road at all costs. The other truckers he talked to dismissed his story as a tall tale, but Jack knew what he saw. The empty eyes of the corpse, the hum of the fog, and the inexplicable appearance of the abandoned truck. It all stayed with him, a ghostly reminder of a night that would forever haunt him.